Well, it's Chelsea versus Sunderland. Both teams level on points, looking to push up the table. This season's surprise package in Sunderland, looking to provide an upset here at Stamford Bridge. They won here twice that I remember. Once back in 2011 under Carlo Ancelotti, and then against Jose Mourinho in 2014. Regis Lebris, the coach for Sunderland, will be very pleased with the way these teams have started this season. As the ball comes in immediately, good pressure, the headers on target, and Sunderland have the first attempt. Sunderland will be very pleased with the way these teams have started this season. As the ball comes in immediately, good pressure, the headers on target, and Sunderland have the first attempt. Proceedings here. They're looking to have a very really good start early on. Started. Put the pressure on Chelsea as the ball comes in sure immediately. Good pressure, the headers on target. Favorites today. Sunderland have the first attempt. Proceedings here. They're looking to have a very really good start early on. Started. Put the pressure on Chelsea as the ball comes in sure immediately. Good pressure, the headers on target. Favorites today. Sunderland have the first attempt. Proceedings here. Can Sunderland have an opportunity? What a block that is. Chelsea are all over the shop in the early stages. Sunderland have started in a brisk fashion here as Alejandro Garnacho looks to keep the ball in play. Instead, it's Sunderland on the attack. What a start this is for the newly promoted team. Chelsea all over the shop here. Bertrand Traore, formerly of Chelsea colours, looking to be the one that upsets the apple cart here. Good start here for Regis Lebris' team. You can see a good ball there for Wilson Isidore. Outstanding block there from Josh Acheampong on the slide. Chelsea have to quickly recover here. Get some football going in the early stages. You know that Enzo Maresca heavily rotated his pack against Ajax in that 5-1 victory at Stamford Bridge. That red card for Kenneth Taylor really did help proceedings as Josh Acheampong is striding forward with the ball. Now he seems to be the first choice at centre-back. Here's Reece James on the overlap. Pedro Neto is there. Chelsea looking for an immediate start as Pedro Neto loses out. Might be a foul there by Mark Guiu. And it is. Mark Guiu gets his first start for Chelsea in the Premier League. Having scored against Ajax, his confidence will be through the roof. And there's an extra bit of spice in this game because Mark Guiu, of course, was loaned out to Sunderland in the summer. And then Chelsea had that injury to Liam Delap in the game against Fulham. And then we were forced to recall Mark Guiu from Sunderland after Nicholas Jackson completed his loan move to Bayern Munich. In terms of a decent start, we haven't had that so far. Barely gotten anything going in the early stages. Enzo Fernandez and Moises Caicedo in midfield. Joao Pedro as the number 10. And Mark Guiu as the forward, as Garnacho and Pedro Neto as the two wingers. Estevao and Gittins, having started the game against Ajax, are on the bench. That's a good ball there by Pedro Neto here to Alejandro Garnacho, looking for his first Chelsea goal. Garnacho! 1-0 to Chelsea! Alejandro Garnacho has his first goal for the Blues, and it's in rapid fashion. Brilliant start as Chelsea take the lead. Brilliant from Alejandro Garnacho. Direct play from the youngster who does not need a second invitation. As soon as it opened up for him to shoot, he did exactly that. Brilliant from the Argentine, and Chelsea have the lead. Well, having played no football in the first 4 minutes, Chelsea have really raced out here. Pedro Neto picks up the ball in the central position. Garnacho is very much onside. And now it's all about the direct play here. Goes around the outside. Left-footed shot between the goalkeeper's legs. Robin Roves will be very disappointed to let that go. But it's a fizzing drive by Alejandro Garnacho, who gets his first Chelsea goal. Celebrates in trademark Alejandro Garnacho fashion as Chelsea are up and running here. Well, a win here against Sunderland will take us into second position temporarily, as Liverpool are being hosted by Brentford, as Sunderland are quickly on the move here. Good start here. Xhaka lays it off on the left-hand side. Enzo Lefebvre. Xhaka again. Low driven cross cleared away by Trevor Chalobah. We'll talk about a brisk start here, and that's exactly what Chelsea have, and that's exactly what we needed. I was not convinced with the first start here for Chelsea. When we did have the ball, didn't really make to look anything out of it, but Sunderland, guilty of committing far too many bodies forward in the attack, and Chelsea on the break were absolutely lethal. Here's Cucurella, whose stocks for Chelsea have been rising over the last couple of years. He is one of the main players that we have as João Pedro lays it off to Marc Cucurella. The two ex-Brighton players combine here. Here's the goal scorer, Garnacho, on the left-hand side, full of confidence. Garnacho looking to take on his man. It's a poor cross. João Pedro wins the ball back. I think João Pedro in this number 10 position will be a lot better, knowing that he has a focal point up front where he can do all his good work in the middle of the park. Here's James. Pedro Neto. It was Pedro Neto's pass that really opened it up for Garnacho as James delivers. What a ball that is! Cucurella can't get his boot on it with some good connection. Oh, that was a phenomenal ball there from Reece. Look at this. It wasn't Reece, rather, it was Enzo Fernandez. On the right wing, you almost associate that whip ball by Reece James. It took a wicked deflection. And Marc Cucurella crashing into the box from left back. Here's Xhaka. He's got Noah Sadiki and Lucharel Guituida. Alongside him, the Dutch midfielder number 6 on loan from RB Leipzig. Brilliant from Caicedo on Xhaka. Not allowing the Swiss midfielder to advance with the ball. Decent start here for Chelsea as Caicedo. Oh, that's a very poor ball there from Moises. They won the ball back here as Wilson Isidore was fouled there needlessly by Trevor Chalobah. It's a free kick for Sunderland. It's been a very open start here for both teams. Want to see a bit more control from Chelsea in the early stages, that's for sure. You can see that Granit Xhaka is going to be the one that initiates most of the offense for Sunderland. As soon as he gets the ball, he looks to turn and just fizz that into the strikers. Free kick here for Sunderland. Dangerous territory. Chelsea have been free scoring despite not having Cole Palmer in our team. Just shows you what a fantastic job Enzo Maresca has done in getting the team to build here rather than just go after individual performance and relying on Cole Palmer to get us the goals. Enzo Lafi in decent position here. Might look to pull the trigger on his right foot. Rob Sanchez needs to quickly shuffle across if he's going to go for the near post. It's Lafi. Oh, that's good. That's a very good free kick. It's over the crossbar and out for a goal kick. Sunderland continue to remain positive here. That is a very good free kick there from Enzo Lafi. The French attacker will be playing on that left-hand side for Sunderland. He's got Renildo as the left back who will be a constant threat to try and run up and down that left touchline. Oh, risky ball there by Rob Sanchez. That is so poor. Rob Sanchez cannot do that again. What is he thinking there? Absolutely poor there from Rob Sanchez. He's been a good player for Chelsea in this last 6 months, but he does have those moments where you just scratch your head and wonder what is he doing. That one was an option as Achumpong is playing as left centre-back here. Very interesting to see there as Caicedo plays it to Achumpong. Here's Chalobah. Reece James. Reece James is the right-sided centre-back. Trevor as the centre-back and Achumpong on the left-hand side. Cucurella will be in that midfield area supporting Caicedo and also making that run into the box. James looking to switch the play. It might find Garnacho with a bit of fortune here. Here's the goal scorer again. Garnacho lays it across. João Pedro, Caicedo, Achumpong, who scored against Nottingham Forest. Chelsea on the move here. Pedro Neto on the right-hand side. Will look to cut in on his left. Waits for a bit of support here. Reece again. Chalobah. Chelsea dominating the ball in opposition territory here. Achumpong. Good touch there from Caicedo as that ball nearly got away from him. The switch is on onto the right-hand side. Here's Pedro Neto again. Starting to be a lot more influential in terms of final actions here. Pedro Neto, who got a goal and assist against Nottingham Forest at the weekend. He was rested midweek against Ajax. And I think that will be credited as an assist for him as he set up Garnacho. Here's the goal scorer again, Garnacho. It's a corner for Chelsea. Trey Hume, the Northern Irish right back, looking to cut that across, and he does exactly that. Sunderland playing in a 4-3-3 here at Stamford Bridge. Robin Rofus, Renildo, Daniel Ballard, Nodi Mukiele and Trey Hume as the back five. Noah Sadiki, Xhaka, Gertruida as the midfield three. Lefi, Isidore and Bertrand Traore as the front three for Sunderland. Chelsea have a corner here. An opportunity to extend our lead early on here at the bridge. Reece James will look to deliver. Reece does deliver. Oh, there's a huge chance. Cucurella, brilliant block. Caicedo again sits up nicely. Caicedo has an effort. Takes a deflection and it's out for a corner. Chelsea laying siege on the Sunderland goal here. That is a brilliant ball there by Reece James. Such a wicked dip on it, and suddenly Sunderland in all sorts of trouble. Caicedo waits for the ball to sit up nicely before he really rattled that. Good block there by Enzo Lefi. Corner here for Chelsea again. Cranking up the pressure at Stamford Bridge. That second goal will be crucial here for the Blues. It's going to be Pedro Neto who will deliver this in swing on his left foot. Good height on it. Keeper stays at home. Ball still in play here. Garnacho with the touch. Garnacho with the strike. Side netting. Out for a goal kick. Alejandro Garnacho, full of confidence after that goal, will be looking to shoot at every opportunity that he gets. Good play there from João Pedro, making himself a nuisance there as he lays it off for Garnacho to hit that first time. Alejandro Garnacho, after completing his £40 million move from Manchester United in the summer, now looking to make his home here at Stamford Bridge. That's excellent from Reece James. Fantastic from the captain. Enzo, Caicedo, Enzo again. Josh Achumpong, Chelsea moving the ball with a bit more swagger now. Here's the youngster, Josh Achumpong, showing his versatility. He's covered pretty much all three positions as the three centre-halves for Chelsea in his young tenure under Enzo Maresca. Saw him in the Conference League playing as that right-sided centre-back. In the two games that he did start for Chelsea early on, in back-to-back games, that is Liverpool and Nottingham Forest, he played in the middle, and now he's on the left here. Here's James. Pedro Neto, brilliant drop of the shoulder there. Oh, the 1-2 nearly pays off. João Pedro having to drop deep to try and get the ball back. Sunderland trying to motor forward here. Here's Mukiele. Goes to his centre-back partner in Ballard. Mukiele again. And here's Trey Hume. Xhaka. And centre midfielder steps in Noah Sadiki. On the right-hand side to Trey Hume again. And now here's Bertrand Traore. Did play under Gus Hiddink, didn't he? When he scored that phenomenal goal against Stoke City, if I'm not mistaken, from distance. Chelsea win the ball back again. João Pedro helping out selflessly. Marquinhos loses his footing at a crucial moment as Cucurella pinched and looked for him immediately. And now Xhaka has a bit of space opened up as a pass. Good pass on the right-hand side. Bertrand Traore across goal. Nobody there. And Reece James can clear. Well, Sunderland are getting into decent positions here. Here's Enzo. Reece James to Caicedo. Moises looking to move forward here for Chelsea. João Pedro. Again, just taking the sting out of the game once again. Caicedo. 3 goals in the Premier League for him, 1 in the Champions League. Him and Enzo Fernandez are pretty much going band for band in terms of goals scored. Here's Caicedo. James. Central position for James in that right-hand side channel. Here's Pedro Neto. Goes around the outside. Great pace again from the Portuguese. But he gets muscled off the ball. Last touch. Came off Pedro Neto. Will be a goal kick for Sunderland. Well, a triple header today is Saturday. Manchester United host Brighton. at 10 p.m. India time. And after that, Liverpool looking to curtail 3 Premier League losses in a row as they head to the G-Tech Stadium as Brentford await them. Again, forced to go long here, Rufus. Won't mind that whatsoever as Chelsea recover the ball quickly. Sanchez. Again, we cannot afford Sanchez to get too comfortable. As soon as he starts getting far too settled, he's prone to make those unnecessary errors, really. Caicedo. Oh, he gives the ball away. Chelsea have been guilty of that in the early stages. Moy again. Beautiful pass to Joao Pedro, who carries and feeds it to the Argentine, Garnacho. Cucurella's made the run. Oh, there's a good ball there from Garnacho, but far too much on it as Marc Cucurella has been Chelsea's most advanced player in multiple occasions in the early stages here. He's gotten the license to really go wherever he wants on that left-hand side. He's comfortable playing everywhere, isn't he? Speaking of being comfortable everywhere, skipper Reece James on the ball. Here's Sanchez. Onto the right-hand side. Then Sunderland cannot be too down after that early goal that Chelsea scored. Need to make sure that they stay in the game, keep it at 1-0 for as long as possible. And things can get a bit tense and nervy for Chelsea if you don't find that second goal as Marc Guiu gets his touch. Chelsea played this out well again. Joao Pedro driving forward. Garnacho holding the width. That is a very heavy touch. But Joao Pedro quickly recovers. Brilliant from him. And that's Ballard, who was forceful in the challenge, but he concedes the foul. Joao Pedro's heavy touch got it away from him. Daniel Ballard just goes crunching into the challenge. Fair play to Joao Pedro. Quickly gets back onto his feet and secures the ball here and gets the free kick. Don't think he did too much wrong there. Northern Irish centre-half has a right to be a bit cheesed off there as Enzo Fernandez looks to just feed that over the line for Marc Guiu. Here's Mukiele. Big acquisition for Sunderland, who really went hard in the summer, knowing that they have to invest to stay in the Premier League, and fair play to them. The promoted sides do look good here. A bit concerned about Burnley, whether or not they will be able to stay up, because as it stands, Wolves and West Ham are in real trouble here. Real trouble. Not able to win games and already into match week 9, and if that goes on longer, almost feels like relegation might be confirmed there, because you see the likes of Sunderland and Leeds United pushing up the table. Leeds beating West Ham yesterday was a huge result for Daniel Farke. Good ball there by Enzo Fernandez and nearly finding Marc Cucurella. Brilliant ball by Enzo. And this is the way to open up the deep block. Enzo Fernandez picks his head up. Marc Cucurella completely unmarked. Takes it down. Can't get his shot away. You can see there, Alejandro Garnacho on that left-hand side has been left wide open by Trey Hume. And Sunderland have not been able to really get out since that goal. They've made a few entries into the Chelsea box, yet to really threaten Rob Sanchez. And Alejandro Garnacho, the man who scored the goal for Chelsea, and we really did need that early goal, because we know that what can happen in these situations where we're expected to win, the game goes on 0-0 for a long time, the crowd gets anxious, the players start making unnecessary mistakes. Next thing you know, Sunderland are thriving in the situation. On the right hand side, good bit of play there from Wilson Isidore. Crunching challenge there by Marc Cucurella. Isidore, 3 goals in the Premier League for Sunderland, the top scorer by far for the newly promoted side. Sunderland truly have Barclays heritage, don't they? For them to miss out in the Premier League for a very long time and then finally find themselves back in here, they'll want to make sure that they stay here for as long as possible in the Premier League alongside their Tyneside rivals in Newcastle United. Mukiele ready for the throw-in here. He's the throw-in specialist for Sunderland. Played for PSG and RB Leipzig. Such big clubs for him. Shows you what kind of an acquisition it was for Sunderland in the summer when they got him, the likes of Granit Xhaka and Enzo Lefebvre. Throw in here for Chelsea as Nori Mukiele, the header for a chance. Oh, there's a chance, and Sunderland do have the response. It's Isidore. Quick response for Sunderland as Chelsea don't clear their lines. And we're back level here at one apiece. Sunderland can rejoice here. Very bad defending here from Chelsea. They don't clear the danger. Isidore just peels away in the center position where he's completely unmarked. Couple of deflection helps it on its way. And Sunderland have the equalizer. Good throw here for Mukiele. Good header there, and then it just drops off kindly. He's clearly onside. And Isidore, with Josh Acheampong playing him onside, knocks it around from close range. Acheampong's header was right into the danger area as Bertrand Traore pulls it up from close distance. Ooh, does that hit a hand there of Renildo? We'll have to wait and see. Because if that even clips his arm, even if it's to his side, that goal might be turned back here. I think it might stand for Wilson Isidore. Sunderland have the equalizer. And from their point of view, they'll feel that they deserve it because Chelsea, with that only goal really, haven't really threatened Robin Roofs in goal. But they have made sure that they keep that attacking threat. And Wilson Isidore has his 4th goal in the Premier League. This one, a massive one at Stamford Bridge, as Chelsea's defensive record continues to be really poor now. I think that's the 9th goal that we've conceded in the league already. This really does have to stop here from Chelsea in terms of keeping clean sheets as Joao Pedro turns beautifully. Chelsea need a quick response here. Joao Pedro dawdling on the ball, and he gets robbed there by Noah Sadiki. Pushes it forward onto the left-hand side. Sunderland with a bit between their teeth here. Cross comes in. Sanchez, an easy gather halfway through the first half. It has not been a comfortable viewing for the Blues. You can see there Chelsea dominating possession, but in terms of attempts, deadlocked at 5 each, and that really has to change. What a ball that is from Sanchez as Garnacho can't control it. Again, we need better here. This is where Chelsea have to show their experience. Despite the young age in their squad, have to try and threaten here as Mukiele finds Ballard. Here's Geertruida. Switches it onto the left-hand side. Sunderland playing with so much comfort here. Again, entering the Chelsea half with little to no resistance here. Can push pass onto the left-hand side. Chalobah is quick. And he gets that away from Isidore. Guiu gets the header. Far too much on it. Chelsea not able to settle in the game here. We expected Chelsea, after scoring that early goal, to go from strength to strength. Instead, it's Sunderland who have the response. Regis Labrie will be so pleased with that. Cucurella bites into the challenge. Oh, that's surely a foul there. Mukiele goes to the back of Cucurella. Everything's so tight at Stamford Bridge, isn't it? The managers are there, the referees, the players. Real cauldron here as the Sunderland fans will be looking at the first 24, 25 minutes so far and have a wide smile on their faces here as they'll be so pleased. Chelsea cannot afford to lose. Like I mentioned before, Chelsea have lost here against Sunderland under Carlo Ancelotti and Jose Mourinho, two of our most successful managers in the last 20 years. Is Enzo Maresca going to be the latest casualty for that unwanted record? Here's Geertruida. He's lost the ball off to us. Caicedo wins it. Caicedo's passing has not been the best in the early stages. It's been a far too rushed from Chelsea, especially in that middle of the park here. Fair play to Sunderland, not allowing the Chelsea midfielders to dictate the game whatsoever. It's been a bit helter-skelter. Marc Cucurella being Chelsea's main attacking threat. Here's Acheampong. Fernandes operating quite deep here as the number 6, pretty much allowing, you can say, Moises Caicedo to push forward. Here's Acheampong. Fernandes. Reese picks his head up, looks for options. Keeps it short. Here's Chalobah. Acheampong again. Quickly turns. Finds Garnacho. Again, Chelsea forced to go all the way back. This is wonderful work by Sunderland off the ball here. Look at the way that they're closing the gaps, closing the spaces, really making Chelsea work tremendously hard to play between the lines. Here's Reece now, who can't break that with his passing. Keeps it short to Caicedo. Here's Moises Caicedo on the right-hand side. Pedro Neto's first-time ball here to Joao Pedro's into the box. Keeps his balance, cuts it across. Oh, there was a chance there. No one really getting to it, and that's a needless foul there by Garnacho. Having scored the goal, hasn't been at his sharpest since then. Needless foul. Might pick up a yellow card for the challenge. And it might have come off second best. Again, this is where Chelsea need to be a lot more dangerous and a lot more deliberate in their passing. This is the Enzo Fernandez just laying it off to Joao Pedro, but not able to squeeze away from that tight angle as Alejandro Garnacho commits a needless foul there on Bertrand Traore. Yep, 27 minutes on the clock here. Still 1-1. This can get really nervy from a Chelsea point of view. Robin Rofus, the Dutch goalkeeper, has had very little to do since conceding that goal. He's just picked up the ball from the back of the net, but since then, he's had absolutely nothing to do, and that has to be remedied from a Chelsea point of view. Enzo Fernandez trying to get there first. Here's Lafy. Quick turn here from Sadiki. Noah Sadiki finds Granit Xhaka. Clever pass here between the lines. Isidore! Back of the net. Chance. Ooh, that was another big opportunity here for Sunderland. Side netting from the French striker. Granit Xhaka with such a good ball here. Reece might have played everybody on side. I think it's Josh Achimpong who has. Again, Chelsea's defending is very poor. Chelsea's midfield is very open. This is not a good sign here, and that'll be plenty of encouragement for Regis Lebrie's team here. Sanchez looking to break the press with his left-footed pass. I don't understand why he takes passes with his left foot when he's trying to go across goal. As you can see, Granit Xhaka's influence in the game starting to grow here. Here's Lucharel Gietuida slotting in as that left-sided centre-back. Mukiele playing as the right-back. Here's Reinildo. Might be credited with the assist there. Another foul here by Chelsea. The fouls keep racking up, but it's so needless from Chelsea's point of view. It's almost a lack of discipline, isn't it? Enzo Fernandez on that occasion. It's just that we're frustrated and just starting to commit these needless fouls. This allows Sunderland to gain more territory and confidence into the 30th minute, and Chelsea have not played well in this first half whatsoever and continues the trend that we are seeing throughout this season where Chelsea do not start the games well here. Yes, we scored the goal early on, but in terms of overall play, it's been far too even considering Sunderland are a promoted side and Chelsea are looking to move up the table into dangerous position. Chelsea fall asleep completely on the left-hand side. Chance here, cut back, cleared away by Moises Caicedo. Chelsea's poor defending really does continue here. It's starting to get absolutely absurd. It's almost like Chelsea feel that we're just going to turn up here and win, and I don't understand how many more warning signs that we need here. Look at this comfortable entry into the box. Sunderland have had more entries into Chelsea's box than we have, and this is Stamford Bridge here. This is unacceptable from Enzo Maresca and his men here. Here's Chalobah trying to push forward onto the right-hand side. Again, no such movement here. Chelsea are playing at such a poor tempo, really. Look at this, absolutely none. Here's Achimpong. Three centre-backs looking to be solid here. Almost like you can see there, it's only Caicedo's in midfield and everybody else is just rushing forward. I can understand why, as that desperation to score that second goal, but it just leaves us open, because if Sunderland pitch the ball like they have right here, they're in business. And on the left-hand side, Chelsea's poor play continues here. It's getting absolutely ridiculous as Isidore has been crowded out. How many more warnings here? Enzo Maresca needs to change something here. This is not working from Chelsea's point of view. Again, such a poor pass there by Sanchez, which is expertly dealt with by Achimpong. Here is the young centre-back, Caicedo. Feeds it to Reece James in an advanced position in the right channel. Pedro Neto now, drifting inwards. Almost tripping over his own feet. Oh, that is such a bad ball. This cannot continue here from Chelsea. It's getting absolutely absurd here. Pedro Neto so poor. Again, he's going to hide behind a GNA, isn't he? Seen that against Ajax. I saw that against Nottingham Forest. Rather, he played the most poor 45 minutes. He scores a goal and gets an assist, and it's all forgiven and forgotten. But fans who watch 90 minutes, they'll know that this isn't good enough. Here's Reece James now. Chalobah. Trying to push that forward. Josh Achimpong. And Chelsea far too pedestrian with the ball here. Here's the captain, Reece James. Here's Achimpong again. Chelsea looking for some sort of answers here. We've got absolutely none. Here's Enzo Fernandez. Again, it's a channel pass to Mark Guiu, who's pulled it across. And look who's attacking here. It's Cucurella, who's our most advanced player. That can't be right, can it? I mean, I love Cucurella, and I really do like the way that he attacks the box. But look at this. He's the one who's making the centre forward run. That cannot be right. Really cannot be right. That's an Enzo Maresca problem, really. Caicedo, between the lines. Mark Guiu, keeper quickly off his line. Very good defending there by Renildo. Xhaka plays it to Sadiki. Here's Guiutrino. It's a big mistake. Oh my goodness, what have you done, Joao Pedro? He has to go for goal. He decides to be unselfish. And he does not find the pass as the offside flag bails Chelsea out. Look at this. It's such a poor pass here. The back pass as Caicedo wins it with a forceful challenge. You can see what he's trying to do. Mark Guiu is not expecting the pass. But that connection between Guiu and Joao Pedro is pretty much non-existent as they barely play together. It's Moises Caicedo again who's making himself the presence, winning the ball high up the pitch and nearly creating a chance for Chelsea out of absolutely nothing. Cucurella clears. Mark Guiu running the channel here. Good header there from Ballard. And Mukiele will mop up here. Gets away from Garnacho quite comfortably here. Sunderland playing. Ooh, that's a very hefty challenge there by Caicedo. It will be a foul. Again, the way Sunderland just play out of the Chelsea pressure is really a thing of beauty here. Trey Hume on that occasion getting a crunching challenge on him. Yep, clear foul there by Moises Caicedo. Trey Hume playing as that right winger here for Sunderland rather. Giving himself enough of an opportunity to try and press forward and try and make himself a nuisance. As Mark Guiu hasn't gotten a shot away in the 34 minutes that have been played. He's been doing a lot of running but not really combining with the forward players. Chelsea need to trust the centre forward a lot more to try and get the ball to stick to him. Again, we do have plenty of options to come off the bench, that's for sure. Lavia and Andre Santos in midfield, Gittins and Estevao as the wingers. Good play again. Reece James is very good in the challenge. And that's a good bit of composure there as Chelsea worked that well. It's a boost for Chelsea that Liam Delap is back in training after his hamstring injury against Fulham. Here's Garnacho on the left-hand side. Good ball into the box. It's not really a good ball. It's a nothing ball as Caicedo wins the challenge again. He's been everywhere in the early stages here. 10 minutes plus added on time here in the first half, which is really raced forward. It's 1-1 at Stamford Bridge. Chelsea looking to be patient, and the crowd, we know that the Stamford Bridge crowd does go impatient, especially when Chelsea knock the ball from side to side. This is where we need that home crowd to be fully up in their voice here. Garnacho. Achimpong. Chalobah. James. Chalobah again. Here's Enzo Fernandez. Pedro Neto. Neto towards the back stick again to Marc Cucurella. Well, it seems to be the tactic that Chelsea will try as much as possible. Marc Cucurella continues to make that centre forward run from left back. He has been Chelsea's main threat in terms of box presence despite his diminutive size. You can see there, completely unmarked again, just steals into the box. He feels that there's a bit of a tug on his shirt. Good header there from Ballard to concede the corner here for Chelsea. Again, Trey Hume, bit unnecessary there, but gets away with that one. Third corner for Chelsea. Reece James to deliver. Again, it's a poor corner there, but he has another opportunity. Cross comes in towards the far stick. Should be a comfortable gather. It's a comfortable leave rather, as Joao Pedro gets a bit of a whack there on the side of his head. Bobby Madley getting a quick chat here from the officials. Let's have a look here as Reece James delivers the ball. Joao Pedro. Nah, there's nothing in it. Absolutely nothing in it. Nah, Joao Pedro is just trying to do too much there. Can't believe they're having a second and third look at this. Litcherel Girtueda just easing him forward. Enzo Maresca knows that there's not much to it. Could have been a pen, he feels, but I don't think it is. Joao Pedro can yet to get a shot away. I mean, we want Joao Pedro to have a few shots, don't we? Started off so well for Chelsea at the Club World Cup, and then against West Ham and Fulham, scoring early on, 3 assists for him. But since then, it's been absolutely nothing to show for him, but he has played well. The stats should not fool you that he has been playing as that lone centre forward multiple times. No Cole Palmer to try and help him out. And no Cole Palmer for Chelsea until December, so we have to figure that problem out for as much as possible. But we have shown that we can win games without Cole, but not in the most convincing fashion here. Again, the 3-0 result against Nottingham Forest was a really flattering scoreline that did not reflect the 90 minutes, as Nottingham Forest created far too many good chances. They should have scored at least a couple. Here's Garnacho. Enzo Fernandez playing as the left-sided centre midfielder now. Here he is, Enzo Fernandez. Oh, that's a nothing ball really, but on the slide, concedes a corner is Ballard. Another corner for Chelsea. Enzo Fernandez with a hasty ball into the box. Just trying to clip this into a dangerous area, but good pace on it. Trying to find Mark Guiu. Immediately picks his head up to try and get a bit of swerve on it. Another corner for Chelsea. Time right to really take advantage of the situation. A better delivery from Reece James is absolutely needed here. Reece James will deliver. This time the flick on headers. Garnacho at the far stick. I think it hits the post. Best chance for Chelsea since scoring early on. It's the goal scorer Garnacho again. Stealing it towards the far stick. Nearly getting Chelsea back in front before half-time. Again, Sunderland worked this out so well. There's a push-forward pass for Trevor Chalobah to get the interception spot on. Into the 40th minute here. Chelsea looking for that goal to take the lead heading into the half-time break. Enzo Maresca will not be happy with this first half. Here's Acheampong. We saw him make a triple substitution at half-time at the City Ground against Forest. Will he be compelled to do the same here? We'll wait and see as Reece James switches it out, but it's a nothing ball and out for a goal kick. Chelsea continue to struggle here. Is this a save or is this hit the post here? You can see Robin Rofe. Oh, what a save that is. It's not the post. It's Robin Rofes who is shuffled across quickly and saves a certain goal. It was right at him, but the way that he quickly shuffles across made sure that it was a comfortable looking save. Well, Garnacho seems to be our only attacking threat in terms of shots on target. We've had none since then. It's only him. As Ballard goes all the way back to Rofes. Put under pressure here by Mark Guiu as the Dutch keeper goes long. Caicedo wins the header nicely. Chalobah rather to Caicedo. Surely a foul there right in front of the referee. Wilson Isidore helping out from the centre forward position. 4th goal in the Premier League for the French striker. Settled into life in the Prem quite comfortably. Chelsea looking for a quick move on here. And winning against Liverpool in that late fashion meant that this run of fixtures where Chelsea will be expected to go on a winning run is absolutely critical. And if we drop points, that really does not look good here for Enzo Maresca and Chelsea. Here's Garnacho. Still a lot of time in the match though. Achumpong pushes past forward. Joao Pedro has been muscled off the ball again. Sunderland work it well. And now it's 3v3 if they get this right. Here's Bertrand Traore on the right hand side. Achumpong gives him company. Traore looks to curl that. It's on target. It's a comfortable save for Rob Sanchez, who quickly gets Chelsea going here. Caicedo. Chelsea again looking for a bit of movement forward. He gets none of it. Caicedo does the right thing to keep possession though. Here's Achumpong. Again, I don't think he defended that situation well because Bertrand Traore always looks to cut on his left foot to shoot. Achumpong allowing the shot. Needs to make sure that he's touched tight on the stronger foot of the attacker. Here's Joao Pedro in the number 10 position. Reece James. Pedro Neto pushes it on the right hand side. Good play there. He's been eased off the ball with ease. Ronaldo very strong. Pedro Neto really playing with his head down here, and that needs to improve. Here's Achumpong. Cucurella. Here's Enzo Fernandez. There's Achumpong again on the left hand side to Garnacho. And drifts infield, pushed onto the right hand side to Enzo again. To Achumpong. Look at this passing here. Enzo has to find his feet. How are you misplacing 5-10 yard passes, man? Under no pressure. Chalobah. Enzo Fernandez again looks up. Decides to keep it onto the right hand side to Reece James. In familiar territory here as the right back. Enzo. Chalobah. Achumpong. Chelsea patient. Running out of time here in this first half. Chalobah. Again invited with no pressure on the ball. James. Enzo Fernandez. Again Chelsea with no answers to the deep block here. As Caicedo to Chalobah. Trevor Chalobah stings the palms of Rolfs. That is a tremendous strike from the centre-back who's not been pressed in that entire movement. So he thought, why not? And have a strike. It was on target. Stinging the palms of the Dutch goalkeeper. Trevor Chalobah with a fizzing drive. You can see that Ballard was looking to get his head on it. Really had the power as Chelsea have the 5th corner of the match. All 5 to the Blues. Final minute of normal time here. Pedro Neto delivers. Oh, the keeper spills. And it's cleared away. Caicedo. Cucurella with the decent touch. Might be a foul there on Garnacho. Surely there. Has to be a foul, and it is. Absolutely. Trey Hume sneaks it away. As Chelsea take a quick one there. That's so poor. I think the whistle was blown because Chelsea took that free kick far too early for the ref's liking. Sunderland will be disappointed as we took that early, and Enzo Fernandez's shot was nowhere near target. Granit Xhaka and Reece James, the 2 captains. Don't know if he's done too much wrong there, Hume, but we'll feel that was good enough as there's a free kick here in decent territory here for Chelsea. We're into stoppage time here in the first half. Sunderland looking to take this 1-1 at the break. They will be absolutely thrilled with the way that they have navigated this first half. Chelsea, on the other hand, have been really, really poor. They take it short again. Garnacho. Oh, this is so poor. My goodness me. I mean, there have been so many performances this season in the first half where I've said that this is the worst I've seen Chelsea play in the first half. This one is getting up there as well. Again, there's urgency, but the quality is really lacking. And that's the poor. Look at that, 7 attempts at the bridge here. We're supposed to be defensively better under Enzo Maresca. Yes, the stat shows that just the 1 goal conceded, but the 7 attempts at the bridge, that is unacceptable. Here's Pedro Neto, Reece James, Chalobah. Neto again on the right hand side. Thinking about the cross. Again, no overlap there from Reece James. Look at what Pedro Neto's doing here. He's just holding on to the ball with no idea really. Here's Reece now. Space has opened up for Pedro Neto towards the far stick. Garnacho comes across and Robin Ruffus easily reads that. It's far too predictable from Pedro Neto. You know exactly what he's going to do there. He's going to swing that towards the far stick. It's pretty much all he does really. Cuts in on his left foot. Looks for the far stick. And if the goalkeepers know exactly what he's doing, they can quickly adjust their position and get a comfortable gather. Here's Caicedo. James. Here's Enzo Fernandez. And Chelsea looking for some sort of movement here. You can see absolutely none going forward. Nobody breaking their neck from midfield to get past. It's only Cucurella once again who's in the box. Enzo Fernandez looks to wrap that into the box. Again, it's an... I really don't know. Enzo Maresca really needs to grab these players by the collar and get them going here in the second half. The tactics, I don't know if they have to change here, but something's got to give. Personnel, sure. We can bring on Estevao for Pedro Neto on the right-hand side, who's been really poor again. Garnacho has scored the goal. Did get the opportunity at the far stick to score from the Chelsea corner. Other than that, he's been pretty ineffective too. Chalobah, surely this is the last attack as Reece James delivers a low cross. It's cleared away. And that should be that as Granit Xhaka just looks to exercise a bit of control towards the end of the first half. Referee has a look at his watch. Might allow one more attack here. Reece James, what have you done? Oh, the half-time whistle might have been blown there. And it has at Stamford Bridge. Will not be happy with that first half performance. Alejandro Garnacho scored early on. It looked like it might just be a comfortable stroll in the park for Chelsea, but that was not the case. Sunderland definitely the better side as we head into the half-time break at 1 apiece here after Garnacho scored in the 4th minute and Isidore scoring the 20th. It's 1-1 at the Bridge and plenty of work for Chelsea to do in the second half. This cannot carry on. Well, halftime, and this has been absolutely poor from Chelsea. You expect them, especially after getting the early goal, just get a bit of control and pop it around, give a bit of problems for the opposite to solve. Rofs had one save to make after Chelsea scored the goal, and that was from a Garnacho effort from a corner, really, which was a knockdown effort. Sure, oh man, other than that, saw Chalobah strike from distance. It's been such a poor... Yeah, we need to make changes, that's for sure. This cannot continue. This was a very, very poor first half from Chelsea. We need options. We need to use that bench as quickly as possible. We saw Enzo Maresca against Nottingham Forest be very much proactive in terms of making those substitutions at halftime, and we need to do that again. We cannot let the game drift. Have to make changes. This cannot go on. We're getting absolutely outplayed, popped around by Sunderland at home. I think the way that they have set up and played has been something that we can take a bit of, notes from here. There's just nothing working. Surely a bit of control for Chelsea is critical. Romeo Lavia and Estevao have to be the two players who have to come on here. I would even throw Jamie Gittins maybe, but because Garnacho scored, maybe Enzo Maresca will allow him to continue. But Estevao for sure has to come on, and hopefully Gittins can come on at some point as well. I think Lavia and Estevao have to come on really quickly here. Bring Romeo Lavia to partner Moises Caicedo in the middle of the park. Push Enzo Fernandez forward. João Pedro as the centre forward. Mark Guiu has to come off. He's been pretty much ineffective. He's just been running around like a headless chicken looking for some sort of support, but nothing has arrived. This has been so poor from Chelsea. As I mentioned before, it's been a trend. And I will be making a bit of a video here, with these once the 10th game finishes, because after the 10 games, we can actually draw a certain pattern. I would have done this early on because I wanted to see whether or not it would improve as games go on, and it hasn't. Our first halves have been so poor. I think the one against Liverpool is the only one where I've been comfortably sitting and looking at that. Yep, that has been a very good first half from us. It was 0-0, by the way, so 1-0 rather. It was 1-0. It wasn't like we were dominating, but it was a good game from us in terms of control and how we played. But other than that, against teams where we expected to win, Fulham was poor. We somehow escaped with a 2-0 victory. We cannot afford to drop points. I thought against Brighton we were good, but once we got that red card, it all went haywire. Stamford Bridge is not looking good in terms of that fortress we were expecting it to be. It's been hard work for us. 3 points, absolutely critical. I saw this against Nottingham Forest where we did not deserve to win 3-0. Maybe we deserved the 3 points, but that scoreline absolutely flattered us. So we're just thinking that it's just one of those days. Maybe, the first game after the international break, players will be rusty, looking for options. They'll be just getting their feet back in here. But this game is unacceptable. There are no excuses. 10 changes were made from midweek to now, and now this has been really poor. I think Chelsea need to really step it up in the second half. Regis Lebris has been absolutely first class in terms of his coaching performance. And how do Chelsea get out of this sticky situation here? It can't be as simple as just make the changes and, everything will improve. We have to do a little bit more, shouldn't we? We've got the players on the pitch. There's enough there in terms of attacking players and experienced players, really, because we talk about how young, yes, Mark Guiu is young, but João Pedro's experience, Pedro Neto's experience, Alejandro Garnacho, yes, he's not 25 plus, but he's had 3 or 4 seasons in the Premier League. Then we have Enzo, Caicedo, Chalobah, Reece James. This is not a young Chelsea side which might be criticized in terms of age. This is an experienced lineup, but in terms of a performance, it's been absolutely shocking. So that every time that we need Estevao Willian to go out there and put his foot on the ball and get his team excited here, because we desperately need a spark. Foot on the ball and get his team excited here, because we desperately need a spark. Foot on the ball and get his team excited here, because we desperately need a spark. Well, Newcastle are 1-0 up at the break. It's not Nick Voltemada, instead it's Jacob Murphy who scored against Fulham. No Tonali in their side. Lewis Miley, Bruno Guimaraes and Joe Linton as the midfield three for them. As Murphy, Voltemada and Anthony Gordon as the front three for Newcastle. Of course, that next game will be Manchester United taking on Brighton. United looking for 3 wins on the bounce and having completed back-to-back wins for the first time under Ruben Amorim's tenure. They'll be looking to make it 3 out of 3 here. Won't be an easy contest against Fabian Hürzeler's Brighton. Chelsea, on the other hand, it's just 3 points. It has to be 3 points. There's no other way out of this situation. First half situation has to be remedied by Enzo Maresca. Yes, he will probably have a lot of things that he can attribute it to, injuries. I really can't. I mean, we have to get over it. Yes, there's not going to be Cole Palmer, no Levi Colwill, sure. Find solutions, man. We have to find solutions. Again, Joao Pedro not getting shots is so concerning. I mean, it's becoming a trend now. It's not a trend, it's a real pattern that Joao Pedro has not been able to really make himself a presence here. Well, yes, Chelsea have to be attacking, that's for sure, but there's a lot of work to be done in the second half in terms of just playing. The only encouraging thing, and I say this knowing full well that it could backfire, but Chelsea play like so much better in the second half of games than we do in the first in terms of control and how we go about business, but that cannot be the case every time, really. We have to do better in terms of fast starts, control in the game, taking the lead, make sure that keep the damn lead, man. You cannot concede, because it's just sometimes you just be exasperated with your team, aren't you? I'm sure every football fan in the world knows exactly what I'm going through here, but very little sympathy, that's for sure. Wilson Isidore, 2 shots, 1 goal for him. I thought the way that him and Granit Xhaka have been linking up in the midfield area and the forward has been very good from a Sunderland point of view. Should be a minute away from the start of the second half. Enzo Maresca must be tearing into his players, and I really hope that's the case. And I really do hope that he goes out there and makes the changes, because he cannot allow complacency to really set in here, because it's got to get better for us. Really has to get better for us. Again, win early kickoff, put the pressure, get into second position. Maybe Liverpool lose today, and then, Man City struggle a little bit. But if we drop points, it would be the biggest sucker punch ever. Considering the run of form that we've been on, considering the run of games that we have got going after this, Pedro Neto should not be all smiles as he's walking out. This is not good from a Chelsea's point of view. Everybody's coming out by the looks of it. No changes being made by Enzo Maresca. This is it's a move that could really backfire on us. I am very, very surprised there by Enzo Maresca. Absolutely unchanged here. Expected maybe Lavia to come on for maybe Mark Guiu and push Enzo and Pedro forward one position. Instead, he comes out with the same team. Joao Pedro, you need to start taking a few shots, buddy. From wherever it is. Pull the trigger. Shoot. See, Lavia and Esteval are warming up profusely. We expect those two to be the players there. You see Dario Esugo and Benoit Badiashile, both out for a long period of time. Esugo had to have surgery once he was an international break, and Benoit Badiashile, having played only 50 minutes against Liverpool, had to be withdrawn for injury himself here, as Sunderland players would be quietly pleased with that first half, knowing that they can well and truly compete here against Chelsea. And now it's all about getting that next goal, which will be very, very interesting for them. They do have a few options on the bench too, which Regis Lebris will be looking to bring on as the game goes on. But I thought the way that Noah Sadiki and Granit Xhaka in midfield with Geertruida as a centre-back alongside Daniel Ballard was very, very good. And there's the goal scorer, Wilson Isidore. 2 shots, 1 goal for the lanky Frenchman. They'll be looking to put on a performance here. Isidore with a possible painkiller taken. As Regis Lebris watches on, he'll be very, very pleased with the way that first half went, and more of the same from his point of view, as we're all but set for the start of the second half. Massive 45 minutes coming here for Chelsea as we look for the winner, as Enzo Fernandez gets things up and running, and we're all set for the start of the second half. Alejandro Garnacho scored in the 4th minute. Since then, Chelsea have been very, very disappointing, but we have 45 minutes to right that wrong. Mukiele has been excellent as the right back, hasn't he? He's had very little troubles against Alejandro Garnacho. Again, Isidore wins the ball. And Chelsea need to remedy the situation where Marc Cucurella is the most forward player from our midfield and the point of view, as they work this very well. Again, Sunderland's so confident on the ball here, and that's what really, I didn't want to say it, but it really does puts me off, because they should not be this comfortable at the bridge. Just popping it around, 1-2 touch, easy. From our point of view, it's really hectic with the ball. Look at this, Sunderland's press is very good. Rob Sanchez had a couple of moments where he decided to just switch it off. And I want to see what's the difference here for Chelsea. It seems the structure remains the same. Good line breaker there from Caicedo, as Cucurella once again in midfield. Achimpong pushes forward. Onto the left-hand side is Alejandro Garnacho. Good ball into the box. It's well defended. Joao Pedro looking for the shot. Well blocked here. Better from Chelsea. Moises Caicedo muscled off the ball, and Sunderland are in business here. They decide to slow the pace down here. Geertruida Does well. Beautiful line breaker there from Ballard. And now Hume can push forward onto the right-hand side. Here's Bertrand Traore up against Cucurella. Traore on his left foot. Good defending there by Chalobah. Second attempt. This time not as better. Oh, Chelsea are really on the ropes here. Trevor Chalobah has to do better. And he does. Had to win that. Had to be brave too because he knows a boot is coming. And here's Garnacho who can really open up on the left-hand side. Trying to do too much by his lonesome. They win the ball back comfortably. Chelsea continue to remain poor, and this does not surprise me. You put the same team out, expect the same result. It's not going to happen, is it? There's Acheampong having to defend. Chalobah comes across. Chelsea in real trouble. Yes, Caicedo has to come across. You can see the Enzo Laffi in acres of room. Chelsea all over the shop. Seriously, Enzo Maresca has to wake up here and change something because Sunderland look the most likely to score the second goal. This cannot carry on from Chelsea, and by the looks of it, if we do win it, it's going to be a smash and grab. Imagine that, smash and grab against Sunderland at home after scoring the first goal. I mean, you really do run out of words sometimes, don't you? Good header there by Chalobah. And talk about an absolutely nothing start to the second half, and that's exactly what Chelsea have here. Sunderland dominating the ball, dominating territory in the second half. Just slowing the pace down, frustrating the crowd and the players. This is the perfect game plan from Regis Lebris. Something's got to give here for Chelsea. And they comfortably work it out. Mark Guiu has had a pretty much a nothing game for Chelsea. Enzo Fernandez, cushion header, back to Chalobah. He's been put under pressure. Oh, he takes another touch. He's been robbed off the ball nearly. Oh, what are you doing here, Chalobah? Enzo Laffi quickly on him. Trevor Chalobah, man, I mean, can't even complain that he's in an unnatural position on the left-hand side. This time he's on the right-hand side. Just play the pass. Look at him. What are you doing there? Enzo Laffi is so good on that occasion. And this is where you want to see someone just get the balance right, Enzo Maresca. Get the balance right. Pray Jarell Hart was that left side as centre back. Get Acheampong at the centre. Reece James on the right. And suddenly our balance is a whole lot better. We have a carrier from a central position who can break the lines. Got balance on either side, which allows us to use the angles on the pitch. Free kick here for Sunderland. As I mentioned before, 5 minutes into the second half, it's been all Sunderland as the ball delivered into the box towards the far stick. It's a corner for Sunderland. It's the first corner as Joao Pedro helps out defensively. Does well there, Joao Pedro. Hasn't had an impact in the opposition box, but in ours, he's trying to make himself a presence here. If Sunderland scored the second, I think my head is going to be in Mars here. Corner taken, doesn't clear the first man. Oh, Caicedo's clearance nearly fell back as Chelsea do manage to clear. Pedro Neto might get there first. He has, and he's got Alejandro Garnacho for support. What a poor pass that is from Pedro Neto. That is awful. Get out of here, man, Pedro Neto. I mean, what are we going to do with this guy? He's 50 million pounds. He wears the number 7 on his back. He's the experienced one. That is shocking. Absolutely shocking there from Pedro Neto. That was a chance there for Chelsea. Really was. All he had to do was find that into space. Instead, he plays it short. Can you believe the choice of pass? I mean, sometimes you just want to just knock and see what's inside the head. Is there something? Apparently not, as Enzo Fernandez, he's not had a good game whatsoever. He's a player that does pop up. I say this with Pedro Neto as well. If you've not had a good performance, you cannot mask it with a goal and assist. Not at this club. This is not how we judge our players. I want to see good performances, consistent performances. Put on a run here. Look at Sunderland just popping it around, looking so comfortable. This is really bad. Like I said before, I would not be surprised if Sunderland take all 3 points here. I really would not be surprised. If they get a point, they'll be elated, but they'll be disappointed that they wouldn't get all 3. That's for sure, because they have more than competed. I think they've outplayed Chelsea. They absolutely have. This is a performance that will really concern me, and this is the one that I will note down in terms of a list of things that are absolutely unacceptable happening at this football club. Our first half performances have been poor. Some of the individuals, less said the better. Look at this again. My goodness me, we cannot string 2 passes together. Almost feels like the players are hungover from doing what exactly? It's not like we were celebrating all night against Ajax, just enjoying what was a comfortable victory against 10 men. Enzo Fernandez looking to open the play up as Pedro Neto on the outside. Ronaldo does well. Good bit of play there. Pedro Neto having to battle by his lonesome, and he gets a foul and a free kick. Needless there by Ronaldo. He's going nowhere really. To foul Pedro Neto, especially when he's on his right foot, is so foolish, because there's nothing really that he's going to do apart from maybe just clipping a ball into the box. Chelsea don't really have that box presence in terms of a real striker, because Joao Pedro is dropping far too deep. Marc Cucurella's almost acting like that false number 10 for us. Decent bit of skill there by Pedro Neto, but he's on the deck as Chelsea with a free kick. Right foot of James, left foot of Pedro Neto, the 2 options for us. James steps away by the looks of it. I really hope he doesn't. The right foot might be just a bit interesting here to get away from the goalkeeper, not allow him to push forward and grab this one. Chelsea, by hook or by crook, need to find the second goal here. Nearly 10 minutes into the second half. James delivers. Decent ball in Cucurella's header. It's a very good block. Again, it's Marc Cucurella who's our most dangerous box threat. Decent ball in by... He doesn't get his header on it. I think it was Isidore who did manage to clear. Yep, Cucurella getting nothing on it. Sunderland manage to push that forward. Here's Chalobah. James. Chalobah again. Achimpong. Chalobah back to Rob Sanchez. Time for changes, Mr. Maresca. You waited 10 minutes into the second half and it's gotten worse, to be honest. We've played 0 football. What is that pass there from Enzo Fernandez? What are you trying to do with that pass? You're expecting Pedro Neto, back-facing goal, to take it, turn and run. Like you don't know the players. Again, it's Sunderland who look a whole lot better with the ball at their feet. Chelsea playing with 0 IQ. Collective IQ, absolutely 0. Enzo Maresca is a huge part of this as well, and he needs to change things right now. He's allowing the game to drift. Again, look at where Joao Pedro is. He's picking up the ball at the halfway line, doing a couple of skills, which is done so well throughout. But we need a lot more from him. If you are the Cole Palmer replacement, we need something. That is much better. Nearly finding Garnacho. Alright, the needle pass as Nori Mukiele comes across and makes the interception. And there you have it, Estovao warming up. Look at this. 18-year-old Estovao is turning into a savior for Chelsea. I mean, it looks good on paper. It's great for the headlines, but it is really concerning if you are the Blues. That 18-year-old Estovao is the one who can change your fortunes. Achimpong's ball in. Cleared away. I think we need Lavia as well in the midfield, just to make sure that Sunderland's threat is completely nullified. But having needed the second goal here, Regis Lebris will be making sure that his team are compact. Again, it's Cucurella who's so far advanced. Garnacho, that is so bad. That is terrible from Alejandro Garnacho. Boy, this is not Manchester United. You cannot be doing stuff like that. Look at this. I mean, drive forward. You've got 3 players to support. You're looking for the audacious. That is so poor. And I think a lot of the Chelsea fans would have been so excited with the wing pairing against Ajax, where it was Gittins and Estevao. And Garnacho comes off. He'll be shaking his head, but you cannot be disappointed. Yes, you scored the goal, but other than that, it was a very poor performance from the Argentine. Neto with the assist, Garnacho with the goal, but these two have not played well since then. Garnacho off, Estevao coming on, which means Pedro Neto will now go to the left flank. Which I kind of prefer Pedro Neto there rather than on the right, because he can just go past the player, put the ball in first time. Every time Pedro Neto has to think or put his head down, that is when things really hit the fan for us. And Pedro Neto does not have to think and just play on instinct and the quickness. He's a lethal player, but as soon as he just puts his studs on the ball or decides to do something, it really is poor from him. He's the experienced winger too, because this is what he is. You can look at the other players like Gittins, Estevao and Garnacho. Garnacho to a lesser extent, but they have gears to go. They have improvements to make. When you look at Pedro Neto, who's been there in the Premier League for a very long time, second season, look at that from João Pedro, man. When his passing goes out the window, we're in real trouble. I'm looking at the nearly 50 minutes of the second half, and I said something that Chelsea get better in the second half. I have been absolutely wrong. This has been a shocking 15 minutes into the second half. Just the one change made as Estevao looking to be Chelsea's saviour again. I think Enzo Maresca's got this all wrong. Ball into Mark Guiu, holds it up nicely. Needs to lay it off here. He's really battling and he's been eased off the ball. Mark Guiu needs to come off the pitch too. He is so out of his depth. It is not even funny as Caicedo nips in and Granit Xhaka wins it beautifully. And that's a brilliant pass. Acheampong has to be favourite, and he has done. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant from Acheampong. This Chelsea were in real trouble there. Here's Pedro Neto on the left-hand side. Into the 60th minute. Chelsea need a moment of magic or even some luck, which will do. Cucurella's ball in. Guiu. It's Estevao! And look at that. Nearly the perfect impact from the youngster. Estevao Willian attacking from the central area. Nearly a good chance there. That was a fantastic block for Chelsea to have the first corner in the second half. This is the first real bit of action that we have seen in the second half from Chelsea. Corner comes in, cleared away quite comfortably. Left-footed ball in by James, a really strange decision from the captain. Estevao, brilliant from him. Look at the way he shields the ball. Here's João Pedro, cross comes in. Decent header, well defended. Reece James takes it away from the defender. Another clip ball on his left foot. Keeper does just enough. Well, the Dutch keeper commits himself and does very well. Look at that. Estevao comes in and suddenly Chelsea are playing so much better. Will you understand what Enzo Maresca is doing? We cannot just keep starting Estevao every match here because he's 18 years old. We have to manage him. But this is so poor. Look at Chalobah there, man. I mean, he just lets the player run. It is so bad from him. I mean, that was brilliant from Acheampong. Look at that. Him and Isidore. Oh, that could have been a red for Isidore, you know. It really could have been a red because he has got his studs up there. Lovely bit of control. Sunderland nearly work it out of a tight corner. Under half an hour remaining, Regis Lebris will be absolutely delighted with the way his team have come to Stamford Bridge here and not just hung on for a point. They have absolutely competed. They've kept this game very much on a knife's edge. And Chelsea just failing to get shots away. Estevao just comes in and immediately makes the right run. He's attacking the box. He really does put a lot of our wingers to shame, doesn't he? The young 18-year-old. Here's Chalobah. Enzo Fernandez. Enzo Fernandez is having one of those games where you just want to put your hands through the screen and just strangle him, really. Just get your head, just play the simple passes, progress up the pitch. Oh, Achimpong has taken a huge chance. Chelsea could have conceded. Oh my goodness me. As I mentioned before, I will not be surprised if Sunderland get out of here with all 3 points. Chelsea, masters of their own downfall. We've seen that throughout the season against Brighton, Manchester United, Brentford. Are we going to see this again? Here's Caicedo. And it's just him in midfield, really. He's a one-man midfielder. Everybody is just almost occupying nothing positions just to pin Sunderland back. It's not enough, really, as Estevao on the right-hand side. Decent ball in. Decided against it. Here's Chalobah. Needs to quickly release Reece James. Now Reece and Estevao on the right-hand side will give us some unbelievable dynamism, that's for sure. Here's Fernandez. Keep it short, please. He does exactly that. Here's Pedro Neto on his left foot, looking to play a 1-2 with Cucurella. Instead, it's gone back to Josh Achimpong. Here's Fernandez. Shifts it onto the right side. The captain, Reece James, looking to deliver. It's on his left foot. Now shifts it back onto his right. Decent delivery. Oh, look at Cucurella there. He's been cleaned out. Surely Chelsea have to stop the play here. It's Pedro Neto. Game continues here. Pedro Neto's ball in is absolutely horrendous. He needs to get out of the pitch here. Really has to get out. Are we just relying on experience now? Because there's really no other metric that you can find that Pedro Neto has to stay on the pitch here. Marc Cucurella, look at him attacking the box. I mean, he's what, 5'6", 5'7". He's trying to be an aerial presence, try and get to the end of the Reece James cross. It was a nasty landing for him, and I really hope that he's okay to continue here. Robin Roves had absolutely every business to go out there and clear the ball and man. As a goalkeeper, you often said that when you come out, you've got to take everything out with you. Good to see Cucurella. Isn't dazed or concussed. Should be okay to carry on, the number 3. And Enzo Maresca, far too passive with his changes. Just Estevao coming on. I think Lavia and Gittins have to be the next 2 substitutions for us. Instead, it is Sunderland who are making the substitution. I think Bertrand Traore's evening comes to an end. Former Chelsea player. Can be relatively pleased with the shift that he's put in on the right wing. Number 7 for Sunderland coming on here to give a different dimension to Sunderland's attack here. Regis Lebris hoping that change off the bench will give them a bit of impetus going forward. As Talbi, number 7, playing as that right winger here. Will it be a like-for-like swap, or will we see something different here from the coach Regis Lebris? Coach from Lorient who moved to Sunderland and since then has changed their fortunes really. Cucurella taking a long walk across to get back on the field. Under 25 minutes per added on time remaining here. Chelsea have really outdone themselves in terms of a worse second half than the first. Second half has been, look at this from Enzo Fernandez. What are you trying to do here? Again, Reece nearly loses out. Chelsea have the throw in. Again, it's pretty much all on Estevao Willian by the looks of it. Please save us. I mean, I say that in jest, but it really is true, isn't it? Looking at the forward players, Mark Guiu, Joao Pedro, absolutely ineffective. Pedro Neto, the less said, the better. Really are pinning our hopes on the 18-year-old now. Again, Trevor Chalobah is just taking far too long on the ball here. Enzo Fernandez, channel ball to Mark Guiu, trying to wrestle the back. Again, I want to blame Mark Guiu for that, but Enzo Fernandez, he needs to come off the pitch too. It's been a shocking performance from Enzo. Well, both Enzos really, Fernandez and Maresca. The fact that Enzo Maresca looked at that first 45 minutes and said, you know what, carry on, we'll give you another 10 minutes. That was a red flag. And just bringing on Estevao Willian is another one. when we needed changes, when we knew that the structure is not working. Sunderland are comfortable here. Yes, they'll be playing with a much more deeper block in the second half, and we might need a few forward players, but this has to change really. Surely a foul there. Offside rather. Here's Achimpong. 67 minutes on the clock. Chelsea no closer to scoring really, and I've pretty much resigned myself to not getting 3 points here. I've looked at this performance and been absolutely disgusted. Here's Caicedo. Might shoot here. Instead goes for the cross. Joao Pedro's effort. It was Enzo Fernandez rather. Midfielder to midfielder. You thought that maybe Caicedo would look to pull the trigger. Instead, he just went for a low-driven cross there for Enzo Fernandez on his left foot. Just trying to direct that onto the target. Renildo making sure that he was marking the Argentine. Another foul there by Enzo Laffi. Free kick for Chelsea. Well, the last 20 minutes is where Chelsea need to lay siege on the Sunderland goal. Robin Rovers has still not been tested enough to my liking in the second half. We need him to have a blinder and say, you know what, fair play. We tried everything that we could in the second half, but we couldn't open the door. Here's Fernandez. Somehow keeps the ball under pressure. It's Fernandez again. My goodness me, Enzo Fernandez, what are you doing? You cannot play simple passes. I can't believe Enzo Maresca is looking at that and say, you know what, keep playing, just keep doing what you're doing. It's fine. It's absolutely fine. Needs to grab a hold of the players and do something about this. Pedro Neto's pass is so poor. Pedro Neto needs to come off here. He's doing absolutely nothing but a very hefty cardio sesh, which looks very busy on the eye. But if you actually analyze his game, it's been a zero performance from him. Yes, he's going to say, oh, that's an assist for sure. But look at the assist. Was it an assist? Yeah, it wasn't. It's not like he just opened it up for a first-time pass. Oh, my goodness, again. Enzo Fernandez, you're passing. Oh, my goodness me. I'm seeing absolute red here. Enzo Fernandez needs to come off the pitch here. He needs to hang his head in shame before he comes off the pitch. A leadership role, you're vice captain of the club, and you look at that for a pass. It's 3 yards forward. Cannot find it accurately. Shocking. Yep, we absolutely deserve this heading into the final 20 minutes. Even if we win this game, I'm looking at the 2 games where we do not deserve 6 points. Sure, it's going to be like, let's take it and run and we'll improve as the performance goes on, but it really does paper over the cracks. I mean, sometimes we need the cracks to be laid bare here as Reece James finds Mark Cucurella's into the box again. Cucurella with the cross comes in. I think the last touch might have come off the defender. Again, it's Mark Cucurella who's our biggest threat in the box. That cannot be right. I love Cucurella, but how is he our most productive player in the box? Somebody answer the question. As Chelsea take another short corner here. Reece James. Please don't, Pedro Neto, don't do anything foolish here. Caicedo. Back to Neto on his left foot. Finds Estevan Willian. Central position for the Brazilian. Reece James now. Enzo Fernandez. Oh my goodness, it's time. It really is time. Straight down the barrel. This Enzo Fernandez performance will go down in the history books as the worst, the absolute worst in his Chelsea career. I love Enzo Fernandez and I'll defend him, but there's absolutely no defending him here today. Here's Reece James. 20 minutes plus added on time remaining. Chelsea no closer. Finding the second goal. Just waiting to ruin my weekend here as Pedro Neto on the left-hand side. Head down again from Pedro Neto. Which only means one thing. A needless cross comes in. Somehow reaches Estevan Willian. Good control from the young Brazilian. Enzo Fernandez's header. Is he trying to score from there? It's a header on target. Again, these will look good on his stats. Shots on target. Passing accuracy. But I will not be fooled, Enzo. This is a performance where you have to look at yourself and says, that is unacceptable. Here's Trevor Chalobah. Hasn't had a good game himself, really. Looking at the Chelsea players, and maybe Reece James has been good. Cucurella has been decent. Other than that, you're looking at the rest and saying, not good enough. Reece James trying to find Estevao. Surely a foul there by the Brazilian. On the back of the left back, Reinaldo. Chelsea continue to search for answers. And speaking of searching for answers, Liam Delap, not fit to be on the bench, but Enzo Maresca in his pre-match press conference had relayed the information that he's back in training and he could feature very soon for us, which would be a huge boost. Because I look at Mark Guiu's performance here, he does not look ready for the Premier League whatsoever. That loan move to Sunderland would have really done the job for us, but Chelsea got their planning absolutely messy after that Liam Delap injury. I remember on the same day that Nicholas Jackson's loan move was confirmed was the day that Liam Delap got his injury done, and then you see that Joao Pedro is the only one holding the attack for us. Enzo Maresca said that Mark Guiu was not good enough in training for the last few weeks. Now he finds himself slightly better, but if you're looking at this as a high level for Mark Guiu, I really am concerned. He's got nothing about him in terms of traditional number 9. Talking about this game, sure, in the future, with games going along, he will improve. I'm looking at the 70 minutes that he's played today. Yes, maybe he's not had the clear-cut service in terms of, they would say, where was the service, where did he get his shot away? But with deep blocks, that isn't the case, you know. You have to work the space. You need to get shots away from tight angles and distances. Cannot expect you to have a clear-cut opportunity against deep blocks here. Here's James. Joao Pedro, clever flick on. Mark Guiu loses the ball out again. I'm so surprised that Mark Guiu is still on the pitch here. I know Enzo Maresca will be looking at this as we need a goal. What a pass that is forward. He's opened it up nicely. It's Granit Xhaka. Surely had to go for the pass. Instead, goes for a right-footed finish. Sunderland with the best opportunity with the first entry into our box. This is how easily they open up Chelsea's defense. A long ball forward. Granit Xhaka surely has to find the pass here. Instead, he goes with a right-footed finish. You expect a man of his experience to pick out the pass. Chelsea very easily could have gone down to a goal here. Granit Xhaka, outstanding performance from the Swiss midfielder. Busting his gut to get there. Look at this. Once he squares up Josh Acheampong, he has to find the pass. Looks like Isidore's evening has come to an end. Couple of substitutions. Robbie and Rigg coming on for Sunderland. 15 minutes plus stoppage time remaining. Where are the subs, Mr. Maresca? This cannot continue here. I cannot believe that he's just looking at this and saying, run it back, just keep playing the same way, the goal will come. How? What has convinced you in the 75 minutes that just bringing on Estevao Willian is going to change the game for us? He needs to drag Enzo Fernandez off the pitch, that's for sure. Pedro Neto has to go out too. He's bringing on Giddens and Tosin. What is this double substitution, man? Enzo Maresca has really lost me here today. Giddens coming on for Mark Guiu. Is Tosin going to replace Josh Acheampong by the looks of it? I think it does. Not happy with this substitution. There's no need for Acheampong to come off for Tosin here. Enzo Maresca has made the changes. Fortunate for Josh Acheampong as Chelsea look for a winner here. And it's like for like at the back. But a striker coming off for a winger, which means Joao Pedro now will be the centre forward for Chelsea. Enzo Fernandez might be playing as the number 10. Oh my goodness, Trevor Chalobah's passing is going to kill us one day. So weak there from Estevao. Needs to get better and stronger there. He's not going to get those kind of fouls. Gittins immediately with a good first touch. Caicedo. Again, the balance is all off here. You can see now Trevor Chalobah is going to be playing as the left-sided centre-back. I'm really not happy with Enzo Maresca's coaching performance here. I feel has really let us down. Players, we'll get to them later, but when everybody looks a shell of themselves. Good pass there by Enzo Fernandez. Estevao is onside, lays it across. There was a chance there. I think the flag might be raised here. It hasn't. That was a brilliant pass there from Enzo Fernandez. I thought he was surely offside. Estevao Willian, who did stay onside. Here's Enzo again. Caicedo. Reece James in a central position. Chelsea desperate now to get a bit of pressure going on here. They've got Sunderland pinned in their own box here. Trevor Chalobah's right-footed ball into the box towards the far stick. It's so bad, man. When you see these centre-backs, anyone apart from Reece James delivering the ball into the box should be fined here now. This is a good ball here from Enzo Fernandez. Oh, Estevao was clearly offside. Yep. It's a good first touch from the young Brazilian. And he did the right thing in terms of just squaring it across for Joao Pedro. Again, it's another game for Joao Pedro where he does not register a shot. I mean, forget goals. Get a shot away. Take a shot. I mean, do something. You cannot be just doing pretty stuff in the middle of the park. We need more effectiveness. And Rob Sanchez, Tosin. Oh my goodness, Tosin's pass is shocking. Look at this. Chelsea are trying their best to self-implode here. All to play that long afterwards, and it's Trevor Chalobah again playing it long. If you have to do that, just go long. Joao Pedro is just battling, throwing himself around, making sure that he's a bit of a nuisance for the back line. Yep, Joao Pedro just leaning forward, just lands awkwardly there on the player. You can see there on his calf there on Nori Mukiele. It'll be a sore one, but he'll be okay to continue. He's had a first-class game, hasn't he, Nori Mukiele? Really like the way that he's gone about the business. He's done very well. Decent push pass there as Marc Cucurella as well defensively. Oh my goodness, it nearly turned into a assist for Sunderland. You can see Estevao is going to be playing as the number 10 by the looks of it, and Enzo Fernandez in the middle and Pedro Neto as a right winger. Good ball to Joao Pedro. Better from Chelsea. Joao Pedro surely has to lay it off to Pedro Neto. He does not trust him. Instead, he crosses it on his left foot. Oh my god. The Chelsea players' decision making today has to be studied in. I mean, Joao Pedro, why would you cross on your left foot? Why? Surely that cannot be the option here. Enzo Maresca is shaking his head. And if he says we played much better in the second half, which technically might be true, I will absolutely lose it. I want Enzo Maresca to come out there and be honest about this performance. I want him to be honest about himself too, that I got it wrong. There's nothing wrong in admitting that you were wrong, you know. I mean, I think footballers and everybody in the football world love to live in this world of delusion where nothing is their fault. Everybody else's zero ownership taken. There's Enzo Fernandez. Get out, man. Enzo's just dropped a Hall of Shame performance. This is not the first time too. Cross comes in. Sanchez! Look how casual Rob Sanchez is with that. He's just trying to palm that. He's not trying to push it. He's almost put it right on his head here. This is shocking from Rob Sanchez. Good ball into the box. Look at this. Oh, Rob Sanchez trying his best to throw one into the box. Very good. He's joining in the party too. Absolutely terrible performance here from Chelsea. Ruins my weekend, that's for sure. Hopes of going second were an absolute joke, and these kind of performances is actually good, you know, because you kind of get yourself carried away with a few results saying that, you know what, if you put in a run that maybe this team can go on and do things. Absolutely not, man. It's going to be another season where we just battle for fourth and hopefully get a cup. Shocking. Chelsea clear the danger. Gittins' header. Again, Chelsea zero control of the ball here. Why is Joao Pedro going long when nobody's forward? He is the centre forward, man. Who are you passing to? Chance here. It's a good block. Joao Pedro is playing zero IQ football. My goodness me, but he's not the only one. Good take there by Moises Caicedo. Again, it's a long ball forward. What are we doing here? Moises Caicedo, if I give up on you, what do I have left with this team here? Nothing. That's what. You cannot be the one doing that. There's still a lot of time for a goal. Chelsea need to escape here with 3 points, but I don't think we got away with it against Liverpool, where we pretty much took 3 points at the very end. Nottingham Forest was a wake-up call that we did not adhere to. This time we will be exposed. That's for sure. Andres Santos coming on for Chelsea. Sunderland fans, they really do love Stamford Bridge, don't they? They've seen some famous results at the bridge, and they might get another one. It was 5th versus 7th as Cucurella lunge in. Oh my goodness, it's so bad from Chelsea, man. Just looking at us play is depressing. So goal kick for Chelsea, 7 minutes plus stoppage time remain. I think this will be the time to bring on Andres Santos. Who's he going to come on for? Look at the Sunderland fans. They've had to make the long trip here to London, and they might be rewarded with a point here. It is Santos and Tyreek George coming on for Chelsea. I think Joao Pedro has to definitely come off from a Chelsea point of view. And Enzo Fernandez, he cannot complete 90 minutes the way he's played. Estevao now finds Gittins. Really hope the two youngsters can give us something here as Gittins looks to burst forward. Good defending there. And Jamie Gittins, can he be the one after a man of the match performance in midweek against Ajax? We need something here as Pedro Neto comes off. Shocking performance from him yet again. Pedro Neto, he has to fix up here. He's one of the first choice wingers for us, and he's just playing the most diabolical football known to mankind. Joao Pedro, one of his worst games for Chelsea too. Santos and George coming on. It's really desperation time here for Chelsea. Here's Reece James. 5 substitutes used by Enzo Maresca. Here's Gittins now on the left-hand side. Looking to take on the fullback. Cucurella clipped ball in. Ooh, George gets his header. First impact from the young player. And now that I've calmed down, I've pretty much accepted that Chelsea are not going to get all 3 points. The acceptance stage is the most important one. All that anger is just washed away now. I'm just looking at Chelsea trying to just run around like headless chickens heading into the final 5 minutes. Absolutely no creativity, nothing in terms of opening the lock. Sunderland happy in their deep block. We did nothing really to test Robin Roves. And we deserve this result if this goes this way. If you get a win, it'll be an absolute crime against Sunderland. Caicedo, not a good pass. Yep, I'm just going to watch the last 5 minutes here. There's absolutely nothing that is getting my interest in. Cucurella surely has fouled him. Under 5 minutes per stoppage time remain. Chelsea playing one of their worst games against a newly promoted side. What a time to do so. I mean, just when you think Chelsea are building up a bit of momentum, 4 wins on the bounce, home game against Sunderland. It's like that meme. We don't do that over here. Oh, Reece James is frustrated now off the ball. You can see just throwing the defender to the ground. This is very poor from the young players that we're doing here. You just know that Sunderland will just use every trick in the book to try and slow the pace. You can see Reece just getting a hand on his chest and just reacts so unnecessarily here. You would have watched this team be absolutely unserious in the 90 minutes that we're watching here today. Free kick for Sunderland. Kind of rooting for Sunderland at this moment. They deserve 3 points, man. And they're going to get it. I never root against my team, but I'm looking at this performance there. We need a shock. We need something that will wake these guys up and say that this kind of performance, if it happens again, you're out of the club. Forget about anything else. We need serious operators here. Performances like this just shows you that we are not a serious team. We are absolutely not a serious team. Regis Labrie has just looked at this performance and says, what a comfortable 90 minutes this has been at the Bridge. Can we play them every week, please? Another throw in here. Sunderland had scored from this early on as Mukiele's throw in. Luckily from Chelsea's point of view, a foul on Cucurella. 2.5 minutes for stoppage time remaining. Regis Labrie very close from taking a valuable point at the Bridge. It wasn't a foul on Cucurella too. Cucurella just happy to go down quickly. Chelsea look to build out the back here. My goodness me. And Moises Caicedo, what are you doing? Caicedo and Enzo have played. Well, I'm not going to lump the two together because Caicedo's still been better, but Caicedo's put in a 5-on-10 performance at best. Enzo Fernandez a 2-on-10. 2 is generous. Foul there by Andres Santos. Another free kick here for Sunderland. The goal's coming. I've made my peace with it. The Sunderland goal is absolutely coming. The free kick started to just trot up here for Chelsea to defend against. No real aerial threat. We got Tosin who's there. Poor free kick. Lets Chelsea off the hook. 90 seconds of the 90 minutes remain here. In Chalobah on the left-hand side centre-back. Enzo Maresca is going to keep doing this, isn't he? Play Chalobah on the left-hand side. Take the balance out completely. Put another right footer there in Achimpong. No problem. He's got Jarell Hato. Play him. Poor. So poor. Gittins. It's a corner for Chelsea. This game has really sucked out the enthusiasm I have for the game, man. Into the final minute. This would be an absolute robbery. Seen one at the Louvre. We might see one at Stamford Bridge here. Here's Gittins. Enzo Fernandez. Caicedo. James. Might go for a shot here. Instead, he goes for Estevan Willian. He thought about passing, but he saw who was there in Chalobah. Decides against it. Enzo Fernandez. Here's Jamie Gittins now. Caicedo again. Heavy touch. Caicedo with the shot. Good block. That's when you know Chelsea have completely run out of ideas. Caicedo does well to recover. Reece James goes all the way back to the goalkeeper. Time running out here. Chelsea at best can get a point. At worst, none. Chelsea labouring forward here. Gittins on the left-hand side. We're into stoppage time now. Jamie Gittins. Cross comes into the box. Good header out. Wait and see how much time is going to be added on. 6 minutes of added on time. I don't know where they got the 6 minutes from, but from Chelsea's point of view, it's good. From Sunderland's point of view, it can get really better here as the long switch out has too much on it. Nearly keeping that in play here. Well, the 6 minutes just means that my misery is going to be prolonged for another 6 minutes. Here's Andres Santos. Here's Estevan Willian now. Trying to go around the outside. He's been fouled. It's a needless free kick conceded by Renildo. And Chelsea's free kicks and set pieces have yielded absolutely nothing. We're going to continue to try and put the ball into the box, but I say that, but we haven't done anything in open play either, so maybe set pieces is the way to go. Is Tosin going to be the hero? We'll wait and see. 5 minutes of stoppage time remain. Chelsea here to ruin my weekend as Reece James look to deliver this ball into the box. Reece delivers. Keeper stays at home. Well defended. Andres Santos gets his head to it, but the offside flag has been raised. Surprise, surprise. Just shocking, man. I don't think the offside flag should have been raised on that occasion because Nobody really was offside. That's a shocking call from the ref. Maybe because Cucurella was offside, but he was not interfering with the play. Free kick and more time for Sunderland to just kill here. Ancelotti, Jose Mourinho, Enzo Maresca. Good to know that Sunderland back in the amongst the big boys continue to be a bogey side here. There's Esteval. Go up against Ronaldo and do it all by himself here. This is where Esteval Williams' experience really did show. Just want to do everything by himself on that occasion. A long punt forward. Sanchez comes and then goes back. Big opportunity here for Sunderland. Good hold up play here from the centre forward. Waits for support. Chelsea defend this so poorly. It's a chance and it's 2-1 to Sunderland. They do have the result and they absolutely deserve it. It's the number 7 who gives Sunderland a deserved goal here. Chelsea did not deserve a single thing in this match, and that's exactly what happens here. Pathetic defending. Oh my word. Sunderland again have all 3 points at the bridge. Well, the 2 substitutes combine for Sunderland as Chelsea get exactly what they deserve here. Tosin and Chalobah at centre-back is the worst possible pairing we could have. But we end the match with these 2. Look at this from Chelsea. A long ball forward. 2 centre-backs versus 1. Neither pick him out. And look at this in terms of non-engagement. Just waiting. Yep, sure. Just wait for the players to come. It is shocking. Look at Chalobah's positioning, man. He's doing nothing. Oh, are they going to rule that off for offside? Because Gertrude is maybe interfering with play. It would be so cruel on Sunderland if that's the case. Rob Sanchez absolutely rooted to a spot. Chelsea absolutely deserve that. You cannot perform like this in the Premier League and think that you can get away with this one. Enzo Maresca and his players need to hang their head in shame for this performance at the bridge. It's been shocking. It's been awful. And congratulations to Sunderland. They get all 3 points here at the bridge and thoroughly deserved. Look at Enzo Fernandez shoot from there. He is a criminal for this performance. Enzo Maresca, you have to look at yourself in the mirror. You absolutely have to. You saw that first half and you said, you know what? Let's continue with this. Let's play on. Let's make our first substitution in the 55th minute, which is going to be an attacker, which suddenly heals all our problems. Yeah, absolutely, sure. Let's do that. Salby with the goal. Stamford Bridge empties after seeing the worst performance at the bridge in a very long time. Well, Chelsea with their 3rd loss in 9 games. They've lost a third of their matches. Enzo Maresca will be looking at his players in disgust. And I think the players will be looking at the manager in the same vein too here. Look at Tosin struggling there. He's got absolutely no movement. He turns like a tank. Those 2 centre-backs. That is on Maresca, by the way. I mean, he knows that our 2 worst centre-backs at the club is Tosin and Chalobah. I don't care what anybody else says. Yes, he might have a different opinion. But you decide to take Achimpong on for no reason. You bring on Tosin. And those 2 Chuckle brothers doing exactly what we expect them to do. Enzo Maresca, I'm looking at you after this game. And you're on fraud watch, my friend. Just put me out of my misery. There's 15 seconds of normal time. Stoppage time remaining. Absolutely shocking from Chelsea here. Scored in the 4th minute and since then we haven't threatened. What a waste of everybody's time here at the bridge except for the Sunderland fans and players who have absolutely deserved this one. They have put on a performance. Chelsea have been by far the worst side. And look at us play here. No urgency for the equaliser. Just playing it between the centre halves. Tosin, look at him play, man. It's a joke here. It really has been a joke. Here's Reece. Enzo Fernandez. Look at the, look at this now. Chelsea playing with the intensity. This was not there at 1-1, mind you. Reece James. And now it looks like everybody's ass is on fire. Let's start and pull a game out here. Pull a goal out. Reece struggling here. How are we getting extra time here? The referee is so generous to us. Surely has to blow the whistle here. Reece James. Enzo Fernandez on the overlap. Looking for the cross. Keeps his balance. He'll get a corner. Chelsea have one last opportunity. Rob Sanchez going in goal now. What's going to happen here is Sunderland's going to score the third on the break. It's the final action of the game. Corner comes in by Estevao. Oh, it's a terrible corner. Hits the side netting. And that will be that. Sunderland have all 3 points at the bridge. And they thoroughly deserve it. Chelsea with their worst performance of the season. Absolutely shocking after Alejandro Garnacho scored in the 4th minute. Isidore equalized. And in the very last minute, Thalby in the 93rd minute with a composed finish to make it 2-1 to Sunderland at Stamford Bridge. Full time here at the Bridge. Chelsea with their worst performance of the league lose this game by